Hey, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Welcome back, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch On the Town with Tanya. You know, I'm your host, Tanya Cooper. And tonight's guest will be on any minute. There he goes. Let's see. Hi, what's up? So, tonight's guest is an American based comic, actor, stand up comedian who started his career as a comic in 2006 when he was active duty military. Thank you for your service. He will be retiring from the Air Force, actually, reserved this August. But he got his first big start, his big feature break weekend opening for Russell Peters while he performed in Charlotte, North Carolina. He has had the pleasure of working with many great urban headliners that are on the circuit now. And in his own words, his comedy sensei is Coco Brown, who was the very first comic who entrusted him to open around the country. Please give it up for Eric the Soul Korean Shun. What's up?
Hey.
You with me?
Yeah, I'm here.
I
found
get
a
Go ahead.
I found a dilapidated house, so I'm just under a bridge here doing this.
Under a bridge. I always get people to come out from the weirdest places. I'm like, "Are you okay? You're under the bridge." So you're under the
I'm
bridge.
on the town though. I'm in the right town.
You're
I'm on the town now.
Under the bridge. So check it out. Where did you get your name, Soul Korean? I like that.
Oh, I play a lot of black rooms, and but I have soul. Like I know a lot of like '90s R&B and hip hop.
Mhm.
So it's a double entendre though. Being from South Korea. I'm on the town though. I'm in the right town. Oh, sorry. We got multitask out here.
I know feedback. I know. Wait. Well, we'll talk about that later. I won't go.
I'm putting you on that Instagram. I invented an app called Instagram.
Oh.
So, no.
Graham. That's why we got feedback. Oh. So wait. How did you discover your passion for comedy?
Oh no, I just love. I love just making people laugh. Like I am gifted at that though. So it's always been just when I went to basic training for the Air Force, I wasn't around family and friends that, it's kind of a shortcut. When you make the friends laugh, they're kind of giving you, you have that history with them. But when you meet a complete barracks full of strangers, am I too loud? Am I screaming?
No, you're perfect.
Yeah, so literally when you meet a whole barracks full of strangers and they're from all over the U.S. and sometimes all over the world, when you can get them to laugh when you're trying to, you just it's kind of chooses you. Comedy doesn't choose. You don't choose comedy sometimes. Sometimes it chooses you.
I like that. Comedy chooses you. Well, How long have you been doing stand up now? About.
I don't know that bio I sent you, but it was about I think 2006, 2007.
Yeah. Long time. Long time.
What about yourself?
Oh gosh. I actually it's been 7 years, but take away 2 for the pandemic. So
right. You were doing.
Yeah, I was doing Zooms. like does it count? No, with people in them.
Oh well, on the camera.
Yeah, it's just a little different. It's not the same as a live audience.
There's no wrong answer. It counts if you say it counts.
if you say so. What do you remember your first bomb?
Look at this beautiful Delaware sky.
Oh, you're in Delaware.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a platform. Do we have some live? I sent my mom the link, so hopefully she.
Oh, you did.
I don't have a lot of clout.
Mom, go to YouTube and type in "On the Town with Tanya" and it'll pop up.
I sent her the link.
Oh, you sent? Okay, good.
That's why you send people links, so they're not over here. If she's like 70 in her 70s, she's not going to figure out how to type.
Not going to figure it out.
Her fingers don't exactly touch the home row of keys. No. But yeah, we met. We met like 4 or 5 years ago. I'd be traveling, So
that's
I don't know.
crazy.
Remember we had that little bacon. We had that little diner. We did.
And then you ghosted me, as they say.
I ghosted. You found me on Instagram.
I'm joking.
Nah,
it's a joke.
I ghosted like there was a period where like my ex was mad at my Instagram attention or something, so I was just trying to maintain that relationship.
Oh, got you.
I ghosted 5,000 people, and I regret it to this. Oh, I regret that because it's hard to build your numbers back up.
It is very hard.
I had to create a whole new profile because I chose love. Don't do that shit. Don't choose love.
Don't choose love. You
Not
say
not
no?
over social media career. No.
Listen, after a
Like
2-year pandemic, I think most people will choose love.
no, no, no. You love yourself. Like, I love myself. I'm not. There's
That's it.
enough internet porn out there to love yourself every hour. I'm not. I'm, I'm not going for that relationship. You understand the creative. You know that
Well,
our lives aren't very aren't normal.
no, not at all.
So
And it's funny because
in order to make it work, you can't have someone who's possessive or jealous.
no,
You really can't. And that goes for guy comedians, girl comedians. You have to have
yeah,
an understanding individual.
yeah, absolutely. Because I've seen it so many times where especially you're on tour. What do you want me to do? And if you're on tour with people who are doing reckless things, they're gonna think you're doing them even if you're not. So it's
Oh, you're
crazy.
guilty by association. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
This ain't
Exactly. So
fix my life. You're not Iana then, but
yeah,
yeah, you understand completely.
fix my life. So I asked you the first time you bombed, but the reason why I always ask that because I always ask people what made you come back on stage after the first bomb because most people be like, forget this, I ain't doing this.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not. I'm not North Korean. I don't be bombing like that. Uh, I've never been like I've never been vocally booed, but I have like in Jackson, Mississippi, doing
Mhm.
chuckles with my sensei Coco Brown. There was an older lady who like just screamed out during one of the setups of my joke. She's like Coco, like Coco was the at home nurse aide, and she was just calling her to her bedside. She definitely was tired of me. If she had
Really?
like the little buzzer on the side of her chair where she could bring in the nurse Coco Brown, yeah, she plays a nurse in 911, so she was looking for Nurse Jackie at that time because she had enough of me. She had enough of this Asian dude on stage, trying to relate,
I
trying
think
to
that's
form a
hilarious.
connection.
That is hilarious. I know. I'm gonna ask you later more about urban rooms, but yeah, that's probably hilarious. I can imagine her urban rooms are way different than other rooms. I don't know why that is to this day because I'm
But
like a joke's a joke. If it makes you laugh, it makes you laugh. But we receive jokes differently than other people.
nah, 100 times out of 101 gigs, I want an urban crowd. I want people that are hip to the culture, as they say. I'm a cultural appreciator, not a cultural appropriator. Like I
Right.
definitely appreciate so I've been in long enough to the comedy, and I've never made mistakes to where it was like, oh, what's he about to say, how's he taking this joke. I know better,
Right.
and it's
Right.
just me being natural. Like I don't I'm not trying to get like the black dollar. I actually have like most of my associates are cultured people,
Right. Right. No,
black
I totally.
individuals, and I don't I'm not over here pandering.
Right. No, I totally get the difference, and there is a big difference, really big difference. But I see you have a lot of love. I was watching a lot of your footage, and well, both audience love you. I saw you at Levity. That was hilarious. That was very hilarious. Levity. I don't know
Yeah,
how
and
long it was, that clip, but it was funny. You really.
I put a little bit of you got to put the crowd work in. You can't really burn your set.
Mm,
But if I have a good crowd work clip, you definitely put that online like most comics are.
mm. How long do you know before you lock in a bit? Like when you're working on something, you come up with a joke or you see something and say, and it pops in your head. How long do you think it takes for you to actually make? I'm going to bring this to a set.
I mean, it's personal preference. You got to enjoy saying it. Like after a while, you may be like, oh, that joke was like, I told that in '06 and I'm still saying it. You just got to, there's no wrong thing. I mean, unless it's an unoriginal joke that's like the premise is so similar to everybody else's, run with it. Like there's no rhyme or reason. Like, and I'm not, uh, my ego's not huge where I'm like, oh, I don't write in my book. I do write
Mm,
in a notebook, but I also do a lot of crowd work, and you know, I I'm definitely more creative, and I feel like the laughs are more genuine, and it's easier
mhm.
for me to come across as funnier if it's not written word for word and memorized.
Right, that's
How
true.
do you find?
It's well, when it's natural, yeah. But it's hard when you first start. Like me, you've been around a while, so you're a pro at just boom, 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 letting it flow. But when you first start out, I know why it takes 10,000 hours because the first 7 years, well, six. I want to say five because I lost two
Yeah.
technically. The first five is just getting comfortable with the stage first,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
then
And I mean,
comes tailoring the jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like it becomes like this thing, and then you're like, wait a minute, these work, this doesn't. Okay, now you got to sum it all together. So after about 7 years, maybe 8 or 9 is when you start really getting down to the good stuff.
10,000 hours. That's a long time.
It is.
Like if I were to
17
add
years.
my 30-minute sets, I may have like 2 hours. You know what I mean? Like it's just of original material that I haven't said year after year. So
You said 2 hours.
that's understandable. 10,000 hours. I mean, it's a great target, but no one's
Mhm.
finished that. Not even Bill Cosby has 10,000 hours in.
Well, that's about I want to say about 15 years. 10 or 15 years, something like, depending on, actually depending, because like
You might have
Che
15. You may have 10,000 hours in jail, but not on stage.
no, seriously. What's his name? Che, I think his name is from
Michael
SNL.
Che? Yeah,
Yeah,
Michael.
he's the only comedian that ever did it in 2 years, but he was beasting. He was going like 7 days a week, 5 times a day, like
Yeah,
boom, 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 hitting him, and so that's different.
that's
That's
possible. Yeah, really, only in New York City in the world can you get so much stage time.
yeah,
So
no, it's
I truly understand and appreciate the comics that are in New York that are putting that hustle in, because that's train fare. It just takes
mhm.
forever to get from gig to gig, from borough to borough.
It
I'll hop
does.
in my car and I'll
Mhm,
do 2 in the South. You know what I mean? You can just do 2 down the street.
mhm,
I'm not messing with trains. I'm not lifts and
mhm.
stuff. I don't understand how anyone can afford to do comedy in New York City unless you're like Seinfeld.
I
You have
don't either.
that kind of
They're like,
money.
yeah, I'm going to Jersey. What? For a mic? And then I'm going to Brooklyn? What? Oh no, I couldn't. I'm
Yeah,
not.
especially if you're donating your time and you're not getting paid. You're doing it for, exposure. You're doing it to get in with the booker. You got to do your share there, but you also have
Right,
to be smart enough to balance. All right, I've done enough exposure gigs.
right. Well,
Mr.
I don't.
Richard said hello, Tanya.
Oh, that's who that was. Okay, yeah, there you go. Hi, Rich. So, well, what do you think?
He's a rich man.
He is very rich, rich soul. I call him. Observational
Hey, look,
comedy.
Soul Korean, rich soul Korean.
Well,
This is
exactly. Y'all can start a law firm.
the
um,
socialites.
Socialites. I was gonna say, so how does well, do you do observational comedy or do you do anecdotal? I can't even say the word. Which style is your type of comedy?
Oh
Would
yeah,
you say?
absolutely. Like it's hard to tell, but when I'm on stage, my eyes are open.
Okay,
So I'll be
open
talking
eye
about
comedy.
what I observe, like, but like crowd work is observational. You can't really do crowd work and not talk about what people are eating or
Right, the
what's your
elephant in the room.
relationship at this table.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like the majority of my set list isn't gonna be observational. It's gonna be more emotional, more life situations that I'm trying to, relate to a room full of strangers. You're just trying to make it relatable.
Wow. Wow. That's
So
the
that's how
big
you're
key.
writing, right?
That's how I'm writing. Well, I try to only observe from my personal life. That way, nobody can copy me.
Yeah,
So
that's like Kevin Hart, and that's the smartest.
yeah, nobody wants to be an orphan. I'm just saying.
That's absolutely the smartest, way to do it, and that's where you'll make a unique voice for yourself. But it's
Mhm.
hard.
Yes, it is.
It,
It
it
is.
it's not hard to be original, but it's hard to turn it into funny.
It is, and that's what I'm working on now.
Oh,
It's
thank you,
but
Rich.
people have
Thank
done
you,
it.
Richard.
Yeah, thank you, Rich.
Richard's awesome.
Yeah, Richard is great. He's one of my biggest best fans. I call him because he really knows how to interact. Thank you, Rich. Appreciate
Richard's
you.
in China. You said you had the China audience, and I
No,
won't tell
no,
them
no.
what.
He's
Now
not
you brought me
my
on board.
China audience. No, they're on my podcast. The China audience. When I go back to the podcast, it tells me who's watching where. So
How
it's
many?
interesting. A
You got
lot
a lot of
actually.
avenues. You're pushing this
Germany,
show on a lot of platforms.
yeah, no. Well, hopefully, that'll turn into something with some cash one day. Let's see how that works.
Oh
But
man,
it's
he said I'm brilliant, man. You stop. I'm gonna cash app you,
he is
Richard.
Richard.
I
You got a
appreciate
good
the compliment.
observation already. Yeah, he knows. He's
No,
not human. He's
I
dead.
do want
He's
to
dead.
thank. I want to thank you for this platform for sharing it with me.
Oh no, I want to thank you for taking the time to come on because I be seeing you be all over the place, just out there doing it. What has you say been the hardest part of comedy or its drawbacks? I'll say. What do you think has been the hardest part? I know for me,
My drawbacks
for,
is I didn't start right after high school. Like the biggest drawback is playing catch up because
Mhm.
I'm finishing a 20-year military career, like not
Yes.
full time.
Woo, thank you for your
Right,
service.
right. So I did 6 years of active full time, and then the
Hmm.
rest of this time I've done, what weekend warrior, but guard and reserve, and there've been plenty of gigs where I haven't been able to do because I, have drill weekend. There've been plenty
Right.
of there've been plenty of times where I've deployed 3 or 4 times. So
Mhm.
anybody, I love the comedians out there that are, um, you know, the military
Right.
because I understand that whole juggling act.
Have you ever gotten
And
the military gig?
it's helped me tremendously with. Thank you, man. Thank you, Richard. It's helped me tremendously with the networking. There's USO tours and stuff.
Hmm.
So even though I
Hmm.
wasn't booked, um,
Hmm.
I was in Kuwait and we had a couple of comedians, like 2 different performers, come through around the
Hmm.
comedians, and knowing that I was a comic, the leadership was nice enough to let me host. But
Oh,
I,
that's
I didn't get
all.
I didn't get extra
Oh,
pay or anything, but it was definitely
that's
great for
okay.
networking.
Yeah, that's okay. You got to get on that stage. That's all that matters, I think, in the end.
Yeah, yeah, and you talk about like rusty. Like I hadn't been on stage in like 6 months, but
Yeah.
luckily I do have enough experience, and it just picked up where I left off. I may have forgotten some premises here and there, but I just did crowd work and talked
Yeah.
about. I related to the military, which is really easy when you're military, and they already know. Hey, I'm going to see that guy, in the chow hall. So if I'm talking
Ah,
about the menu, if I'm talking about how
right.
bad the chicken is, they're going to relate.
Yeah, no, I think that's brilliant to be able to do a step for the military. I have a couple friends that did some, and I was like, wow, and that's envious because you guys work so hard to protect us and to serve the country.
Yeah.
Why not make them laugh, right? That's the
Oh
least
yeah,
we can
yeah.
do.
And they're
So.
hostages. I mean, they're hostages. So that particular second round, I was in Kuwait. It's like
Hmm.
110 degrees at like 7 a.m. I mean,
Oh.
we they need morale. They need pick me ups. And anytime you can get some stateside comics like Bob Hope had started it, USO tours, Robin
Hmm.
Williams, like
Right.
rest their souls. They just yeah. It definitely appreciate all those USO tours, Armed Forces Entertainment, man. It's a
Yeah.
different breed. We had
It
Lecrae
is.
come and perform.
Mm-hmm.
So they did entertain us. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So I had a question for you. There are not that many, in my opinion, Asian comics, and not even in comedy or sitcoms, in my opinion. Right now, I know I can think of like
But that's
in the
valid.
Asian spectrum, Mindy Kingling, whatever her name is, her. I could think of a few other people. There's a couple of let me see, what's her name? Oh, I forgot her name. There's a few, but
Ali
not
Wong,
yes, there's a few, but not like where we can just spit them off left and right and be like, oh yeah, there's enough.
Russell
So
Peters.
Russell Peters is one. Okay, well we can take that. Yeah, but I mean Korean, how many?
You got to be looking for him. I always want to know who my coworkers are. So I'm across with social media now. I'm like looking for
Right.
Korean comics. Kevin
Good.
Shea, Amy
Yes. Okay.
Anderson. These are some great. Yeah, so I can list them off because I've looked for them. You know what I mean? They're not going to be put in front of you if you're not looking for them.
Right. Right. Okay. So that's a
My
good
guy
good
Ivan's on.
observation.
One
Yeah.
of my
Hey, Ivan.
military, one of my
Ah,
military boys from
thank
Homestead,
you.
Florida. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for your service, Ivan. Well, that's good that you look for him, and that thank you for
He's
that
a
point
real
because
soldier. He was in the Marines. I'm just Air
oh
Force. I
really,
just
Marines?
I just turned the
Woohoo!
Wi-Fi on. I just turned the Wi-Fi on. He was
You
he
just
was
turned the
Marines before
Wi-Fi.
he joined Air Force. Yeah,
Wow, really? No, so he's out here really in them streets. Okay.
yeah. He
Thank you
got
for your
out. Yeah,
service.
he got out. He got pregnant and got out.
I got pregnant, got out. Okay. We'll say a big up to him when we're near the end of the show. But yeah, I think we need more, and that's why I try to look for something. But now that you said that, I'm gonna really start searching
Yeah,
because
when you're
I just
looking for him,
yeah, I think it's very
there's
important
there's
because I'm like,
there's a
okay,
handful of them.
there are, but it just needs to be more. He said, what did he
Yeah,
say? Got pregnant, got out. That's what he said. There's more, but I just want to it to me. Even when I see a TV show or magazine, I should not have to say that this is a black or white magazine or Korean magazine. This is a magazine. Period.
well, if
That's
you're
it.
looking at the
And that's what.
if you're looking at the jet centerfold, then of course.
Well, that's probably a different story for you on your behalf, but not for me. But it's just I don't know. I think that we have to see more people in all genres of all mediums, whatever that is, whether it's
It's getting
comedy.
better.
It is,
The
and there's and that,
representation's getting there.
yeah, and if it's up to us to just get out there and do stuff, so that's good. But I did see Squid Games, which is my favorite. Let's see, which is
It's
another.
opposite nowadays, though. I would hate to be a Caucasian male. Like, they really have to fight to get back to the higher,
I don't know. I don't think they have to. I just think that there's so much open ears now for other.
the white privilege bar is getting lower and lower.
You think?
Yeah,
You think the
and then you got a white man, and then you Louis C.K. case. So you know what I mean. It's getting tougher to be a white man. I'm so glad I'm an Asian comedian. Just I'm a niche, and it's making it easier because I'm not going to lie and say I've gotten gigs simply because I'm brown.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's I mean,
I'm not going to turn them down, but I also don't always want to be on the chopstick tour.
Right. No, I know. I was gonna say, do you get stereotypes a lot? Like if they say, I need you to take a role, I need you to play the Korean man that does hair or something, or sells hair. I'm making that up. Or you know what I'm saying? I'm making that up. But
I don't get stereotyped. Like that was a role of mine on a reality show that I was on with
We're gonna talk about that. Yeah.
And that was all chosen by me though. I wasn't told by the producers to really, to Asian it up. I chose that as my audition tape, and they selected me. So when I got the part, I just did what I did in the audition with the voice and everything. So
good. Okay, so then that's.
But
good.
Yeah. We'll bring that up later. Yeah.
Yeah, I see you. I want to play a video, which is actually quite funny, so you can see something, and then a song, and then we'll come right back. So give me a second. And
you want me to sing? You're gonna make me do karaoke? Really?
No, I want to show the clip of you.
I'll do it.
Dancing. The clip of you dancing. All right, ready, guys? Here we go.
We'll let Richard pick the song. I'm
karaoke. Pick song for 1 second. Ready? Wait, that's the wrong. Look at that. I messed up.
Baby, I'm drunk only. Know the cop won't love you like I do. Baby, I know that we can't live in the past, but the past is all I see. And why you gotta make me wait? Why you give my love away every day? And she could probably take my place. She could probably take my. Yeah, I was willing to ride, but yeah, even praying to God, but even on God alone, 'cause I'm choosing you instead. Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hey, what's up? We are back. We are back. It's Tanya. You're watching On the Town, and I'm your host. And we are back with the Seoul Korean comedian. Hey,
Tanya.
How are you doing?
On the Town with Tanya.
On the Town with Tanya. Did I ask you to say it? With Tanya?
On the Town with Tanya.
Tanya. How do you say it?
What Tan? I don't know. I'm working here. I'm trying to do this Eminem thing where he thinks on the. I'm not a rapper. I'm trying to do the wordplay. Yeah.
The wordplay. Tanya. Only people from Louisiana call me Tanya. Wasn't ask you. Did I ask you already? Did you remember the first time you ever heard your first laugh? No. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't remember? You don't remember the first time?
It's kind of like a sin, A lot of comedians know that their first time on stage, and they hold that dear, and they celebrate that more than their wedding anniversary. I don't. I know it was like 2006, 2000, but I mean that was only in an open mic setting. But I mean, I'm pretty sure when I walked out the womb, so eventually someone was laughing at me, being the only Asian in Frenchtown, New Jersey, in 1985. Yeah, I remember the first laugh. They were usually throwing stuff at me. They
were throwing stuff at you. That's not funny, but
no, you got to use it. Yeah. Nah, you gotta, people
Oh
had a
my
lot
God.
thicker skin. You gotta teach the kids to have thicker skin.
You
Like
think?
racism is wrong, but
Right.
people are gonna poke at you if you are, walking around with Asian characteristics in white Frenchtown, New Jersey. You
Uh-huh.
know what I mean? You just
Right.
gotta roll with the punches, and you gotta get a defense mechanism like a sense of humor. You gotta pick on them.
Well,
You gotta get your mama jokes ready.
yeah, I was gonna say get the mama jokes out because it's like the dozens. I know a lot of urban rooms, a lot of urban comics. They do how do I say it? They do observational on youth comedy, so they do crack a lot on
Yeah, Nutty
people.
Professor.
Yeah, and so I'm not the
Should I
biggest.
get him?
I'm not the biggest fan of cracking on my audience unless they're hecklers. But that's everybody's got their thing. To me, it's like I guess maybe because I used to get teased silently, if you know what that means. So like instead of being like, haha, you look stupid, they'd be over there, whispering and I can hear them. And I hated that. So that's where that
Well,
comes from. So,
I do that at the Golden Corral when I'm at my table. but I mean, like, yeah.
I do that. That's me.
You can feel it. Yeah, you can definitely. You don't hear it, but you can look over, see peripheral vision, and yeah, you obviously you sense someone's talking about you. In a bad
I
way.
hate someone talking about me. I'm like, just come and say it to my face. It's so much easier. And take a
It's
picture
that
because it lasts longer.
it's that Mean Girls situation. You're in a
It
huddle with
is.
your
Yeah.
mean guys, mean girls. So they're
Yeah.
just
I
trying to
mean,
be
no one
cool.
ever has the balls to approach me. That's the best part. They never ever have the balls to say, hey, even no matter what I'm doing, even if like one time I was in a club and the guys
You
were
gonna give them a
like,
knuckle sandwich?
oh, I was gonna give them a knuckle sandwich. Oh yeah, it was about to go
All right.
down. But they were like, they were just rude, But one of the guys, I said, take a fucking picture. It lasts longer. Just saying, it does.
That's
It
a
lasts longer.
sketch.
And you
That's
don't have to
before
talk
cell
about me
phones.
'cause it's right here. Like I hate that. I can't stand that. So that's my personal thing. But I'm learning that in
Maybe
some
they were
rooms,
checking you out, Tanya. Maybe they were checking you out.
one guy said he was, but he was like, I didn't approach you because I thought you were too bougie. And I was like, fuck you, I'm not bougie. I just like nice shit. Big difference.
So
So
that's
it
his
depends.
icebreaker.
That's his icebreaker. Hey,
This is-
some
this is-
respect. He said, put some respect.
Put some
That's what
respect
I'm
on the
saying.
name.
That's why I put some respect on my name.
All three of y'all. All three of them.
Respect. Put some respect on it. Now, but so how do you prepare for a routine? Did I ask you that already? Because
Yeah, I mean,
that's
it's just a matter of all the hard work. If
Mhm.
you're going to be successful, like Coca, like Ryan Davis, all the hard work is going on before you hit the stage. So with the preparation and, you know, if you're prepared with your set and you've
Mhm.
done your 10,000 hours, being on stage is the fun part.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it
Steph
really
Curry in the game is just hitting threes with his eyes closed, but that's when at practice he's got his eyes open, you know?
right.
He's
Absolutely.
tinkering with the stuff off the court when the spotlight's not on you. So yeah, I've got like a little Fisher Price microphone.
Mhm.
I'm trying to get into podcasting myself, but you
Oh,
know,
really?
if you're comfortable at home with your sets and you know, just going over in your phone, voice notes, how you're going to word stuff, playing around
hmm
with. I mean, when you're prepared, there should
hmm
be no like worries on stage.
Yeah, I think the best thing advice that anyone ever gave me was to carry a now on your phone you can record and
Mhm.
always play it back because the audience laugh will tell you if something hit or not or if you have something or not. That's the
Yeah,
best to
yeah.
me. So that's one thing
I
carrying a
don't know
recording.
Rogan personally, but like I don't know. Joe Rogan says like as soon as he's done with his set, he'll be in the car on the Bluetooth listening to it like that immediately. And
That's
I'm
smart.
not that consistent. I'm not that
Yeah,
consistent. I have it in my voice notes, so many voice notes that I haven't played back. But I
that your
find that
phone's about to
whenever,
die.
huh?
You got so many voice notes that your phone's about to die. It's
Right,
overloaded.
right. And yeah, absolutely. And I just don't take advantage of it. Like you're supposed to play it back as soon as possible. But I never do as bad as I thought, and I never do as good as I thought. That's the one golden rule with me. Like
Mhm.
if you come off stage and like that sucked, you listen to your tape, it actually was fine, you know. Or if you did, oh, I killed. No, I didn't kill. But you know what I mean? That's how
Right.
life works. That's how the
Yeah.
comedy gods make it even for
Right.
me.
Wow. Well, I saw a lot of clips. I was watching of you.
Look,
You
it's
are
30
so
minutes.
low.
This is amazing.
Well, no, yeah, I
I never
know.
talked to anyone for 30 minutes.
Well,
I'm an introvert.
I might
I'm
get you
about
for
to turn the camera off.
Let's see. I know. But I was saying I've watched so many. I got ADHD. Okay, first of all, let me tell you that.
Nobody's
So
cared about
my
me
mom
enough to
tried to
really
tell me,
talk to me.
but I couldn't pay attention long enough. No, I know, but I do care about you, and I
Attention
love your
deficit.
yes, attention deficit disorder. So I was saying,
Yeah.
and I'm going to stay focused. You are very loved in the urban rooms. Like you be killing it,
No,
and
no.
I know you kill it in any room. 'Cause
I'm
I see
not
you.
loved in the urban rooms because I've been
Well,
divorced
for what
by
I
my black woman, and my ex-girlfriend was a sister. So I'm not loved in an urban room when I live with them.
apparently you are. If your ex-wife, I mean, hello. Apparently, very
I
low.
turn black people into ghosts. So I can turn black girlfriends into white ghosts.
He said, "Oh, into a white ghost." Oh my god! How did you develop being able to work in the urban crowd? Like, do you remember your first? Well, I remember you saying something earlier. Maybe it was a little hard. It wasn't so much love, but like, what gave you the what's the word? Built your character for that for urban rooms where you're not like I ain't going in there because I was in one urban room once and I was like, oh hell to the no, but then I was like, wait a minute, this is kind
Well,
of fun.
playing
Hold
Harlem is a totally different situation. Was it
Yes.
in Harlem or something? Like you're in New York
Mine,
City, so
I did Harlem. I liked Harlem. I did. Where was I at? That was weird. Oh, I was in like Yonkers or somewhere. My
okay.
territory. I mean, I'm in Westchester, so I would think like, okay, this is it. But they were like, I don't know where they were from, but it was like a packed room. And at first,
Yeah.
they were looking at me because this is what I always get. I always tell people I'm like the outward mulatto looking child. I call myself. That's I know some people say that's offensive, but it's not. You would think I'm like a freaking something. I don't know. But they always say to me, they always look at me like, suspect, like I'm bougie,
Well, they're
no matter
judging.
what
They're
I got
judging.
on. They always say, everybody always says that. I thought you were bougie. And then
You
when
gotta do
once they
more
get
act
to know
outs. You gotta do more act
me,
outs.
I'm working on it. Once they get to know me, then they realize, no, I just like nice shit. There's a difference. And so it works out. But when you first see me, and when I walk in
Yeah.
their room, they be like, here comes Miss
Yeah.
Bougie. I'm like, no, it's not what it. This is not what it is. Not that kind of party. I was an orphan. Let's go. I mean, I can go all day, but it was not hard, but it was very interesting the first
Yeah.
few times I did it, and I was like turned off at first, but then I was like, no, I love this shit. This is gonna be a fun challenge. It became like, yeah, let me see if I can make them laugh. So I
Right.
like it. I like it
I mean,
now.
I don't have any. Like, don't listen to me because I don't know
Uh-huh.
shit. But it's like there's a difference in a white crowd, and then
Mhm.
like in Colombia, it's kind of like a black comedy club called Comedy House, and it's called the Comedy House Theater. So when you get
Okay.
on that stage, you have to have the mindset of a black audience. It's a theater. I need to
Mhm.
perform.
Right.
When you're at a
Exactly.
white room,
Right.
it's more, oh, okay, they'll
Great
listen to your
joke.
joke. They'll give you, yeah, they want a whole lot of, you know, uh,
Set up.
beautiful joke writing stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no,
That
no,
was
like
brilliant.
the energy in a black room is amazing. I prefer that. I'm telling you because they want you to paint that picture. You don't have to paint
Yes.
a picture for white people. They don't even season their food. You're not seasoning the jokes.
I didn't say that. He's not necessarily speak that at this station. That's true.
I've never said that, but that's going in my act. You know what I mean? Like, I know I should be a comic because my mind is
Now wait a minute,
quick.
but wait.
I don't
My
want to
friend in
pat
North
myself on the back.
Carolina, who's German, will be arguing with you because she seasoned her fried chicken. She don't play. Okay. She can cook.
There's no doubt. There's a
I'm just,
couple Gary Owens in there, but it's not. It's very rare. All right, the fried chicken is just kill it, put it on a plate. I have white parents. Remember that. That's
right. But
my
but wait,
favorite food. My
but
favorite
where are
food that
they?
white
Where are
Johnny
they
made
from?
was noodles and broccoli and sausage. So it's like so bland, but I
No,
loved it. I
no,
loved
no.
it.
That's like ooh, noodles, broccoli, sausage.
It's pretty much
Disgusting.
it's like a sausage casserole, and you can't tell
Hell
me shit. Every time I visit home, I'm like, make that for me. Like I don't know any better. That's why
no. You don't.
when I drink a
Damn.
Mike's Hard Lemonade or I have anything with seasoning on it, it takes me a minute.
You're
It's
hilarious.
like putting my toe like in a cold pool with seasoning food. I can't
It's like, ooh,
really. Yeah, it
wow.
takes me a
So
minute.
that's
It takes
crazy.
me a minute.
That's crazy. But you know what's funny when you say that? Because I know that it depends on where you go. Some people can really season their food. All my friends in the hood, white and black, can season
Right.
their food. So it depends
It's
on where
about
you
your
go.
environment.
In
It's
the
about your
South,
environment.
if you go to, when I went to Georgia, all my white friends can cook. I mean, cook, like make you
Well, of
come back.
course.
Yeah. Even though I
Yeah.
don't, I'm supposed to be vegetarian at this point, but let's pray I don't get around any good cookers. I might be tempted.
There's something in trap music in the South that makes the seasoning elbow. The Shorty, the comedian Shorty, he has a great joke about that. I'm not even going to butcher it, but in the South, when you're listening to T.I. and Ludacris, and you're cooking in the kitchen, and you just put that seasoned chicken just like you're seasoning crack. I don't know, in a trap house, something like that. See, shout out to 85 South, Chico,
85.
Carlos, DC. I was actually working with Michael Blackson, and they were on this tour. It was an amazing tour, man. Got to see them.
I saw clips
on the
of
side
that.
of the stage.
Looked like fun. So I'll get to that too. I was going to ask you more about that. Is there so there's
have to have a part two.
Oh, definitely. Anytime. Part 5, 6, whatever. You're always welcome down the show. There's more freedom, I think we can agree, in urban rooms, I think, as a comic, or are you one of those comics that have reached the point where you feel freedom no matter what room you're in? You know what I'm saying when I say freedom, like I think in the urban room you can really
you got to work your ass off. You have to work your ass
off.
Work
off, but you can say
get
anything.
The money. Get the money. That's what I don't like. The paid disparage, because the black comedians, urban rooms, there's so much more talent, I'd say. And then like a white room, you're at an improv, and you have a comic who just sits there like a Zach Galifianakis. He's getting paid like 3 times as much. He's on the piano and he takes 15 seconds in between each joke. So I'm like, you were working your ass off, so that pay gap is, I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers, but there's definitely talent, come on.
Talent. He's been around a while too. Yeah, some people
working so hard,
Yeah. No, I get
it's
that.
It's just boom, 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 like legends,
Yeah. No, I see people that's been out here for a long time, and they've even been on big shows, like some even on Jimmy Fallon, and they still not getting what they deserve. But I'm not
woke either, but it's like definitely the TikTok shit with the influencers, how they steal and appropriate like black creators. So it's the same in comedy. It's just like the white creators, they can get such a quicker fan base to 1 million just because more people it's more palatable to the nation.
Right. To
they'll see another color skin and they'll be like, I don't want to follow yet. Let me see 5 or 10 videos. And it's just, it's all borrowed from black creators. It's just parallels in social media are in real life. I empathize with that. That's a true fact.
Well, hopefully things will be better as more. I mean, I always say if you want a situation to change, you take the situation in your own hands. So as a woman and as a black woman, I started doing my own shows, even though they're not out like I want them to be yet. I'm working on that. But that's the only way I'm going to get more time is by creating more shows. That's it. Because I can't sit around and wait for the head booker to book me. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to do it myself. And so building.
You got to build your own table. They say build your table.
That's what I'm saying. Building relationships, build your own table. You build your team, and boom, you can do whatever you want. Because really, at the end of the day, if I can bring my own audience to me, I'll do it. I don't feel like I have to be subject to this is how the only way I'm going to make it. I give up on that theme. I totally give up. What last on Urban Room? My last question on the Urban Room. What is your favorite part of doing Urban Rooms? Do you have a favorite part? Like, is it?
I mean, I like the crowd. Like I could do like just as well in like a mainstream room, but I'm gonna get more energy from an urban room. You're saying urban. You're absolutely gonna get more energy. So when I'm like in a good, it's kind of like you deadpan, and then like when you die or whatever, you come back to life. Like every time you hit a joke and it's a good joke in an urban room, you're coming back to life. It's like they're resuscitating you. So that wave of energy, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. But you got to keep that energy up. You got to keep that ball in the air. So you got to have a rhythm to your punchlines, and it needs to be like every 5 seconds. It needs to have that Bernie Mac cadence.
Yeah, no, I see that. You got to keep it going because they don't play it,
I
boy.
ain't afraid of you motherfuckers. Like Like,
That's like the
I'm not gonna
Apollo
say that, but
24/7. Yeah, you're like, oh my
yeah,
God, what am I gonna do?
you
But
just got to have
it's
that confidence,
yeah, but it's
and that's
great when you
preparation.
do that. Preparation's everything. Everything. I'm learning that. So let's shift gears for 1 minute. So you were, I know you were adopted, but how does a Korean adopted to a white family end up chilling on the circuit in the urban room? That's what I want to know.
We're on the town here. You want to?
I ain't bringing it down. I'm not bringing down the room. This is still up. We're still up.
No, it's not at all. No, it's always circling back to Old Town Road. You're like, how urban room.
I know.
No, I just love the checks from comedy. So I'm trying my best to just keep consistent paid gigs. That's the name of the game.
Right.
And I'm so thankful that like the urban talent who books rooms, they've always looked after me. So
Right.
it's just
Right.
easier to get on stage. It's easier to get on stage.
Right.
I've
Right.
emailed Gotham. I've emailed, Comic Strip Live. That's never been
Right.
an urban club in New York, and you have to wait in like a 3-hour line. Their process to get into Comic Strip Live has forever been bullshit.
Right.
Excuse my
Yeah,
French,
all that.
but
Right. No, absolutely. All that stuff. It's just, well, because
jump to
I
the
mean, and
hoops.
this, yeah, this is
And
what
I'll
I'm
never
saying.
work. I'm probably shooting myself in the foot if I ever want Comic Strip Live, but
No, I don't think so. I mean, the bottom line is once you build your crowd and you're following anybody. I mean, I know people who were told they would never be able to work for MTV because they had this or that. Even Shui, he had the dreadlocks or something, and they were like, "No, we don't want dreadlock now." And he was like, "Okay." So he went, build up his fan base, build up his following, got the Eminem and all them put on. Now all of a sudden,
Yeah.
MTV's like, "Would you want to work for us?" And he's like, "What about
the
my
five
locks?"
fingers
They're
up
like,
there.
"It's okay. It's all right
They
if
come
you have
crawling
locks."
back.
That's
Yeah.
it. So you just, I mean,
Great
there's more
example.
ways to skin a cat, is what I say. So I think it's such a brilliant time, especially after the pandemic. People have to learn as artists that we have to make our own tables. That's it. And that's
Oh,
why I
we are.
like Blackstone in them. I like that whole group because they seem to be making their own table.
Who?
You know,
Blackstone?
yeah, what's his name? What's his name? Oh God, look at me. Shame on me. There's some
That's a government company that goes overseas for the military. That's security overseas. Blackstone
wait,
Security Group.
wait, how'd you know that secret?
You're
No,
talking about Michael?
what's his name? Michael. Well, Michael, yes, he's one of them. That's yes, your guy is one of them. But what's his official name? I'm sorry, I'm so bad. God help me. I think I'm getting Alzheimer's very early.
No, let's just change the subject.
No, all right. Well, anyway, all right. So I was just thinking that I see a lot of comics making their own table, in my opinion, and I think that's brilliant. That's the way. So that's all that was about.
I take it in. I'm learning. I'm learning from B. Simone. I'm learning from Desi Banks, Schuler King, Ryan Davis.
Right.
I'm learning how they maneuver Michael Blackson. Their social media game is incredible. It doesn't hurt to get 2 or 3 big booty girls in thongs, but if you choose not to get the girls or they don't want to come to your house and they block you, you know what I mean? You got to figure out a way to get clout without them.
Yeah, they're clever, very clever. Because I mean, I don't think I would have heard of any of the other comics if they had not been for the social media game, honestly.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. You're creating your own table and you're making people come to you rather than you go beg and crawl to all the traditional formats and be like, "Oh, hell, can I get put on?" It's like, you know what I'm saying? I got 5 million followers. You want to put me on because I got 5 million followers. That's why. You know what I'm saying?
That's old. That's old. The old system, and every system falls. Every civilization falls.
Falling.
It's better and better.
Yeah, definitely.
You can just you can rent out a room and you just get to your mic and stand, charge people at the door on the internet. The internet's amazing. It's just revolutionized. You can make more money now. You don't have to worry about the club keeping a percentage or your management, anything like that. So if the people who are studying the game and learning how the new rules are, they're winning.
Yes, it is.
I'll get there.
Yeah, no, you'll get there. We will get there. It takes time, and we're putting in the time. That's all that matters.
We're there.
So I'm glad to see comedy is a way to make a living. There's so many ways. Have you done any of the college tours, anything like that? Well, that's right. You've been military, so you couldn't do all the major tours and stuff.
Yeah,
I know you do a little bit, right? Don't you do something with cameras or something?
Oh no. I mean, I inject myself into people's lives, like people like Coca and Ryan. If I'm just in there taking from them, hey, can I get stage time? Like I'm just taking and taking. It's not going to get me far. You can
Right.
get guest sets every now and then, but I actually put sweat equity into, the tours, and I make sure that, hey, I got audio for you. I get video. I get permission from the comics when
Mm-hmm.
I'll drive them to a set. It's not even brown nose, and it's not, oh, you're sucking up. No,
Right.
I literally love to be around comedy. And
Right.
like I'll drive you to the gig, and that gets me more opportunity. Just me being
Mm-hmm.
open, and
Yeah.
they know I'm funny. They know I'm funny, but I'm a good hang. As
Right.
someone told me, I'm a good hang, and that's great. You got to be. You can't be like a leech. I'm not going out and, oh, they're buying me stuff. They're part of the entourage. No, I want to
Right.
be a contributing
Right.
friend, and I've gotten so many opportunities because I show up on time.
Right.
I don't drink heavily.
Right.
I'm not drugging up. I'm not enjoying the lifestyle. I'm loving and supporting the comic, and
Right.
comedy.
That's a big difference. That we call that in New York. Well, not that's not the same thing, but like you by any means necessary. So like woofing when they did the tickets, whatever you
Oh,
got to do,
barking. Yeah,
drive people, to wherever their shows are, whatever you got to do to be in that arena, then you do
yeah.
it. So
That's
that's a
not. There's
brilliant.
no shame in that game. It's just you're smart.
No, not at
Like I'm not intrusive. I'm not annoying about it. Like
right.
I'll wait for someone to let me know. You got to be proactive. Be like,
Yes.
okay, this girl's in the city. I happen to be in Delaware, so it's not far from Philly or Baltimore, either direction. So, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm on top of the comedy club calendars, but
Mm-hmm.
just off my relationships, I'm meeting so many great comics that are of the echelon I want to be at. And that's
Mm-hmm.
literally, it's a college for for comedians.
Right.
You gotta educate.
That's sorry. That's my dog. Sorry. That's how you
I figured.
that's how you get better. I think you have to surround yourself around people that are better than you for anything.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
how. Yeah, you can't be around
You're
people that
building your
are better.
table, but it doesn't hurt. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
building your table. It doesn't hurt to have Oprah at it.
no, nope, definitely not. Not if you want to be in television.
Right,
So,
right.
who has been your favorite comic to open for, or there has been a couple? So
No, anyone who's given me a chance, I'm so forever grateful. Like
that's a good brilliant answer.
it's literally a shortcut because I could go and book myself, and it's just going to take me forever if you don't get out of your shyness and just network.
Right,
But
right,
I don't have
right.
a favorite comic. Like we'll go out and eat, or or sometimes they just want to chill. You don't see them until the showtime. That's fine too.
Okay, all right. So,
Like with the social media world, you got to be working on your material anyway, your content. So everyone's pretty busy.
speaking of your content, where do you go from here? TV, producing movies, sold out shows. What do you want to? What is your aspiration in comedy that you want to leave your mark in?
Yeah, I just want to be like making a living, right? In
Hmm.
any form of entertainment, whether it be acting, whether it be production, whether it
Hmm.
be. So I just don't want to be back at the cashier desk. I don't want to be back in the military after I retire. I don't want a GS job. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? I just want to be around the industry.
right.
So if I'm debt free and my bills are paid and I'm making a living, just having fun,
Mhm.
hey, that's a win for me.
That's a win for everybody. Doing what you love. That's it. And making people laugh
Yeah,
while you're at it.
yeah. I
And
care about my stand up career, but I don't care enough to where like there's more ways to skin the cat.
absolutely, especially in comedy. I didn't realize how there's so many ways to eat. It doesn't have to be just one.
Good
What do you
call,
think
Ivan.
about?
Good call.
Ivan, what do you say? Comedy is life. Got to respect the craft.
He
Can't
took a
come in like
jab. He took a jab at somebody.
gonna come at you because it's been successful in other space. Got to pay your dues. Absolutely. No, that's a good point because a lot of people think, oh, I can get on stage, I can just be funny. I had a girl once say, I'm gonna get up. It was the mic. I was hosting the mic. She was like, oh, I can do this. This is easy. she was like a Karen in hiding. And she was like, I can do this. And she was really toxic. And I can do this. Oh my God, this is so easy. And she gets up and she starts going in. And we're like, we're only laughing because you're drunk, pretty much because you need to sit down and go home and rest or something. That's what you need.
You got to have self-awareness. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She was like, oh, maybe it's harder than I thought. I was like, yeah, when people staring at your face waiting for something, yeah, that's pretty hard. And people think it's easy, but it's not. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah. Anyway,
I'm glad she humbled herself. And she had self-awareness eventually.
Yeah, I think the liquor wore off. Should comics be allowed to say anything, or should we know when to self-edit?
Yeah, with this.
Yeah, go ahead. I think you.
I don't know. I mean, it's maybe not online. You have to have more self-awareness of your social media. But when you're in the sanctity, it should be a church of comedy. Comedy clubs are churches. So, like you shouldn't have any phones recording you or anything like that. I believe that audience should get your 100% artistic side, So that dude, Michael Richards, if that was his art that night and he wanted to spray art with the N-word, it's like, all right, yeah, like that's his doing. Obviously, he paid for that. So, yeah, I believe there's the sanctity of a comedy club. You're gonna have to pay the Reaper because that's a bad example. He got what was given to him. Like you gotta be smart about it, and it's got to be your true self. That was his true self that night. So,
right.
Comics. I mean, yeah, on stage you should be able to say whatever you want, but
not for the consequences.
Yeah, you shouldn't have fear of physical retaliation. That Will Smith bullshit and the person who attacked Chappelle. You shouldn't have fear of physical retaliation.
Well, that was something else. But I stopped the comic once, and I hate to say it, but I did. You know what he said to me? He walked over to me
on stage.
Yeah. He was on stage, and I made sure he got off. And he said it was a mic. It was only a mic in the place that I met you. And it was only a joke. I mean, a joke, whatever you called it. I don't know what you call it. Not a joke to me.
It was his art.
It was not his art. He was horrible at his art. How about that? He was horrible, and his painting that I would destroy. And so he said he walks right over to me. This is when Trump was then off saying we should be able to say we want freedom of speech, blah blah blah. And so he walks right over to me, the only black person of 30 people, and I think there was only 2 women besides me. And he looks down at me. He says, "Yeah, we should be able to say what we want." He said, "I saw Planet of the Apes. Did you see that? Did you guys see that?" He said, "I saw it. I'm going to rename it Planet of the Black People." So I was like, really? Oh my God. Your set is finished, right? Because I ain't going to let you finish. I wouldn't let him finish. Neither would a few of the other comics. Some of them were like laughing. I was like, what are you laughing at? That is not even a joke. That's not even funny. If you were going to call me an animal, call me a fucking orangutan, which is at least the smartest animal. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me something that's like, got something to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was a horrible artist. So you're absolutely right.
He got thrown out, but he was copying Aaron Berg or whoever that other guy's name is, that Aaron Berg's friend. He was copying him because now we know Aaron Berg said the same joke 15 years ago or 10 years ago. He said the same thing. Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's where the guy got it from. I found out later he was trying to copy him. And I was like, you don't steal someone's shit, first of all. Okay? Yeah. If he already said it, why are you saying the same thing? Does that make sense?
Yeah. With so many fish in the pond, it is harder to find original fish. But it's like just... I
don't know if it is, because I think if you base everything on your life, then it isn't. It's when you're up trying to go on everybody else's stuff that it is. You're trying to copy.
Right. Right. And that's always been the argument. Like if they present like, $13,000 weekend check to you, but you've never done stand-up and you got 1 million followers, not too many kids are not going to do that, but they're going to learn. They're definitely going to learn on the fly. That it ain't as simple as that. Was not.
I did walk out one time in New York City in the Village. I forgot what club was I at. I forgot the name of the club I was at, but it was packed comics. It was like years ago. It was packed, and it was all males except for like maybe 6 females, but it didn't matter. But a comic got up on stage, and his last name it sounded like Abramson or something. I forgot his name. I forgot his last name, but whatever. I was just shocked that he would say this joke, but he was very deadpan. And he said that we should still have slavery and we should. I mean, he was saying the most horrific things you could possibly think about slavery, the Holocaust. He was saying the worst things you could possibly imagine. I don't even want to repeat them.
Just
And
for shock value.
everyone was like this. And so me and a couple comics just got up and walked out because rather than, say something with all them people, I just said, nope, get out, just go out. That'll let him know that what he's saying is not it's not a joke. It's not funny at all. So half the room walked out.
When we as diversity leave a room, then it just turns into the Klan rally.
Air.
So
Air.
they have an unintentional KKK meetup.
Yeah. Pretty much. This guy, if you heard what he said, you'd be like, what? I mean, so that's where I wonder, like, comics should have their own self filter. Like, we don't.
You know what? Oh, before, because I gotta put a bow on this, and I know it's your show. I'm sorry, but I gotta wrap. But it's like I love stand-up comedy, so I want to shed light on people out there who have tours. Like Mope Williams, Jay Lewis. We Ain't Done Wildin' Yet. Ryan Davis, T Springs, Austin Hall, so Coco Brown, Michael Blackson. There's only been like less than 10 people who have really pushed me in my career. So I want to make sure Shula King, all the people that are doing it, Desi Banks, Rennie was so kind with his openers, Reg Thomas, and Desi. So
Reg King, you said Reg
there's
King?
three Desis killing it in the comedy game. Desi Alexander, Desi Johnson.
I know Desi Johnson. I know Desi Johnson.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow. He's
much love to all these creators, and comics. I love comics. So it's like I love the world of stand-up comedy.
Wow. Well, I know you got to go, but he said Ivan had a question for us.
Oh yeah, I'm reading it here.
He said, "Can you separate the art from the artist? No matter how funny someone is, if they hate them, they won't acknowledge the greatness of talent." What do you think?
Here's a good example. I mean, it's kind of like the R. Kelly debate. Can you separate his music from his, crimes? Yeah, absolutely. Like I think Louis C.K. is hilarious. I judge him on his personal behavior and the lives he affected, but I don't judge I judge his social behavior, but I don't judge his skill as a stand-up comic. I know that when he hits the next album, I may not necessarily purchase it off his website, but I'll find a way to I'll get the special without putting money in his pocket. But, I mean? Like, I love the art of stand-up, and I'll go ahead and get a Cosby, CD, I guess, or whatever, 8-track.
I actually have one of his first ones. It's a whole album.
Yeah, you're back well, right?
Yeah, I got it. $2.
So, yeah, it's going down, huh? It's like Bitcoin.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? I gotta do what I gotta do.
But yeah, I can absolutely separate when it comes to stand-up comedy because I love stand-up comedy. So there may be different, artists, but unless they mass murdered people at Virginia Tech, I didn't like that guy's comedy. That Asian dudes,
Well,
one of our own. So, yeah, I don't know if that really made sense, Ivan, but man, I appreciate you guys so much.
Yeah, I think you answered it, and I know you said you got to go. But last thing, how do we find you? I got a blind date. Oh, I hope she. She can't see.
I ain't seen her yet. I just her voice is sexy.
It's okay. She can't see. It's okay.
Trouble. She has a nice yard, and she's letting me drive her car. I'm win-win here.
Win-win.
Homosexual.
Wait. So how can we find you? That's what I want to know. So I can type it in.
I'm right here on your camera.
Come on, man. Where's your website?
Google the Seoul Korean Comedian. It sounds cliche, but yeah. And I'm going to definitely be dropping content. I retire from the military in August. I'll be able to have an opinion. I'll be able to put out these videos that I haven't published yet. And you'll actually get to really get to know me without fear of getting kicked out of the military for my, opinions, biases, whatever. I just don't want to deal with that. I want to make sure that I.
Good for you.
No, it's thesoulkorean.com. I'm sorry, Tanya.
Oh, I did it wrong.
So my website would be thesoulkorean.com for the two people. But yeah, thesoulkorean.com. Yeah. So just take comedian out of the title.
So wait, take comedian out.
And I'll update the dates when I have them. I know that I'll probably get to do guest sets with Michael Blackson. He's going to be doing Yeah, he's going to be doing Caroline's in New York, place in New Jersey. He's also going to be doing Arlington, Texas in July. So I'm hoping to jump on the shows with him, even though I'm not the headliner. Oh, look at that little scrolling thing. I feel like I'm on
Is
a
that
Times
right?
Square billboard. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you're going to be on tour with some people.
I'll try to cash
and
app you. Yeah.
we love Cash App around here. Well, that's
I like
awesome.
Backpage.
I know, I know you gotta go, but I didn't even get to ask you about the reality show that you did. 20 million views it had, something like that. You're my boy
What?
friend.
Yeah, my
My
booty
boy.
call. That's a whole different show.
I said that wrong. My boyfriend. Is that what it said?
Yeah. So if
by
you
V
go, yeah, and it's all credit to V's popularity. She's the best. Her and Pretty V, but
Mhm.
it's right here. So like the first episode is on YouTube. You just put
Okay.
B Simone reality show. Darn it, I can't. It's so far down. It was from 2018. So like episode 1 had 15 million views. Episode 2 had 4.9 million. And I mean, that's, to me, that's what bookers like to hear. Even though, you know, they're not all watching for me. Bookers like that crap. Clubs like
Yes,
that crap.
Yep.
You have,
That's-
you know, 15 plus 4, 16, 17, 18, 19. Oh my God, I'm not Asian. So 20 million views. I got 20 million views.
You're a bad Asian. You're not representing very well.
I was adopted. I was given away.
Don't worry.
Exactly. Fail your SAT at 3 years old. They'll give you your ass away.
Look, I always laugh. I said, darn, my 2% Vietnamese and Chinese. Damn it. Why didn't I get the smarts?
So
Don't feel
look,
that. Don't feel
yeah.
that. Who's that?
Oh
Oh,
yeah, you and I need to talk about. We'll do another episode where we just talk about the orphanage and being orphans and
Yeah.
Okay. We'll definitely. It won't be as funny, you know what I mean? But it still needs to be heard because I want to reach out to adoptees and let them know that they too can run around the country and get free food.
Yeah. I'm actually doing a documentary, so I would like for you to do 10 minutes on it for me.
I would love
I'll
to
check
do
it
that
out.
because I got plans to go back to Korea and document that too. So knock on a couple of doors
Fabulous.
of the addresses
We'll
I
talk.
have.
We'll definitely talk
You
for
say
sure.
that, but you don't mean it.
I mean it. You're the ghoster.
I didn't ghost anybody. I ghosted 5,000 people because I was in love.
I say strong terms because I'm not very wise. I'm not very smart.
You have a life and you don't live on social media. I'll like a picture as soon as someone gets a notification to me because I have no life. I'm even at work. I'm even at work trying to get my fix. But you're not on. You're 2 or 3 days. You'll be off of it. So you're just a normal adult.
I'm a normal adult. You think?
You're a normal adult. Yeah. You don't have the sickness that we all have.
That we all have.
Yeah,
well,
I gotta get my dopamine shot. Someone liked the page. Who liked my page? Who's watching my story? Oh my God, it's a trap. It's a trap. It's an endless cycle.
It is. Social media has become way too much for me. But I appreciate you for taking the time and come checking out On the Town with Tanya.
Should I take this? Should I take this woman to Applebee's?
Applebee's? No.
Steak and Shake?
No, steak and shake. Keep going.
Apple steaks. I'm gonna take this. Apples.
Suppose she's a vegetarian. What are you gonna do?
I'm not trying to get in her pants. I'm just trying to get in her belly. I'm not. I'm a wanderer. I'm not Michael Blackson, but I'm not ready to settle down. I'm only 40.
You're not ready. You're not ready. How old are you now?
40.
Oh, you're young. You are so young.
Black don't crack. Yellow stay mellow. Oh yeah.
You're young, but thank you. Young. You're the best. I appreciate
like I'm in my 20s. No. I'm close to I'm not AARP, but I'm AAR.
You're so crazy. We gotta go. But I appreciate you so much for taking the time to be on the Town with Tanya.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Ivan, for interacting, man.
Yes, thank you guys. And there was other people, we just couldn't see who they were. But thank you guys
on the
for
Tanya.
watching.
Well, they didn't interact, so they effed up. We're looking for interaction here. They're just voyeurs. They want to be voyeurs. Go to OnlyFans. I got that.
That's right. That's it.
I think when I retire, I might get that.
That's it. That's all, guys. Make
people
sure you
into
go
feet, people into fingers. Are people into fingers as much as they're into feet? Do people have finger fetishes?
Do they? I don't know. Oh,
Yeah,
that's the thing.
I'm gonna be a hand model.
The feet are. I know that for sure.
Hey, there's someone walking through the books. You are in a haunted
Where?
house
You
in your
see-
place. Are you in a
Oh.
library for real? You in a library?
I do. Yeah, my daughter laughing. My daughter's cracking up when you said that.
You need to get out of there, Ghost Dad. You
I didn't know
Bill
you could
Cosby's,
see.
Bill
I
Cosby's
didn't know you
coming
could
for
see.
his. Ghost
This is
Dad.
a bad green screen. We're gonna get them, but thank you. You're the best, and you guys were out. I appreciate you guys taking the time to come back again and watch us.
Have fun when you're having fun.
Wait, hang out for 1 second. Don't go anywhere, Eric. Hold on. All right, ready? Bye, guys.
You're gonna make me lose. Oh no.
What? No, you
No,
stay there. You stay there, and I'm
don't
saying,
make me
guys,
lose my chance of booty.
Oh, go. Oh, you got to go too. So go ahead. It's okay. Go ahead. I'll talk to you soon. I'll send you the podcast after. All right, guys.
This is awesome. Yeah, this is so amazing.
You're awesome. Thank you so much. And have fun day. Bye.